Hey folks, ready for the truth? This is Frog Frank, and today I've got a movie that honestly wasn't even on my radar, but boy, it's a true work of art. I'm talking about The Wild Robot, the new DreamWorks animation that's blowing minds and hearts left and right. So if you've read Peter Brown's book or are just curious about what this movie has to offer, stick around because we've got a lot to unpack. Fox Riley, did you see the cast of this movie? Pedro Pascal, Lupita Nyong'o, Catherine O'Hara, and even Luke Skywalker himself. Mark Hamill is in the mix. Seriously, if Lupita Nyong'o voicing a robot isn't enough to get you hooked, I don't know what is. So, The Wild Robot is an adaptation of Peter Brown's bestseller, and it follows Roz, a robot stranded on an island full of animals. It's like Lost, but with robots and way more heart. Roz, voiced by Lupita, ends up adopting an orphaned goose named Brightbill. And somehow, you'll find yourself tearing up over a machine that can't even shed a tear. Now, quick pause here. When Michael Makarewicz, former Pixar animator, says that this is one of the best animated films he's seen in a long time, I have to ask, are you really going to argue with the guy? Didn't think so. The animation is jaw-dropping. It's got this visual style that harks back to Disney's golden age, like Fantasia and Pinocchio, but with a modern twist that makes the whole thing look like a living painting. DreamWorks decided to push boundaries here, and not in that forced, over-the-top way we sometimes see. Chris Sanders, the director of Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon, brings storytelling back to its emotional core. And trust me, he's not afraid to leave you with a lump in your throat. What makes it even more remarkable is the way the film plays with textures and colors. The blend of CGI with hand-painted backgrounds makes every scene feel rich and immersive, as if you could just walk into the screen and join Roz on her journey. The lighting and the landscapes are designed with so much care that it's almost like watching a painting come to life. It's the kind of animation that doesn't just look good, it makes you feel something. And then there's the character design. Roz, despite being a robot with minimal facial expressions, manages to convey so much emotion just through subtle body movements and those glowing LED eyes. It's all in the details, folks. DreamWorks didn't just throw a bunch of shiny effects at the screen. They crafted something deeply meaningful that sticks with you long after the credits roll. But here's the question. Will this emotional, intimate approach click with audiences? Or will they keep chasing those blockbuster explosions? What do you think? Let me know. And of course, critics are losing it over this movie. The Wild Robot has a 98% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and honestly, it's well-deserved. The story blends technology and nature in such a poetic way, without relying on tired tropes about robots being cold and emotionless. It's a film that makes you question what it means to be truly alive. Deep for a kid's movie? Maybe, but that's exactly what makes it special. Wolf Jordan! We have to talk about the soundtrack, right? Chris Bowers delivers a score that, combined with the visuals, melts even the coldest hearts. The combo of stunning animation and a poignant musical score. Chef's kiss. Speaking of emotions, let's be real. Who wasn't moved by that dialogue-free trailer? The lack of words gave it this meditative vibe that has people hooked. I mean, there are YouTube comments from folks crying just from the trailer. If that doesn't tell you how impactful this movie is, I don't know what will. Here's a thought for you. Are we witnessing a DreamWorks renaissance? After Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and now The Wild Robot, it seems like they're betting big on original stories rather than endless sequels. Is this the direction animation should be heading? Comment below. I want to hear what you think. And for the curious among you, here's a fun fact if you haven't read the book. Director Chris Sanders talked about how Roz visually evolves throughout the film. At first, she's all CGI, but as she adapts to the island, her surface gradually becomes hand-painted, just like the animals. So by the end of the movie, Roz literally becomes part of her environment. Now tell me, if that's not pure visual art, what is? Fox Riley, what's next on the agenda for next week? Anything as epic as The Wild Robot? And to all of you, let's get real for a moment. DreamWorks is a massive studio with endless resources to create masterpieces like this one, but here on YouTube, it's a different story. Channels like mine only grow if you, the viewers, give that support. And trust me, every single click matters. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, the best way to help me out is by hitting that subscribe button. It's the difference between keeping the lights on in this little studio and, well, being a robot lost on a deserted island. So head to the theaters, bring your tissues, and after that, come back here to tell me what you thought. I'm Frog Frank signing off. Keep your ideas connected, and I'll see you soon.